going to try to come back. But again, we start talking too much, they start hitting us with this. Thank you very much, COINTELPRO. You guys are such good Americans. Good, honest Americans. Actually, you're probably from a foreign country anyway. I lost their call. I'm trying to get them back. Well, again, while we do that, I can't say enough how disgusted I am by the FDA raiding raw milk farms, controlling the big pharma fraud, you know, keeping the lid on everything.
I want to see. Here it goes.
Yeah, we're back. I was just
buddy.
saying. They finally got a hold of us, I guess. But I still recorded. It looks as though I got a single stream. I can't be sure until we're done. But I did.
Okay, but one thing I forgot to mention.
Go ahead.
And this is where we got hit. And we'll test it here. The evening that we were all worried about what happened to Dr. Carpenter's car. Where is it? The office manager, Wendy, got an email from the landlord, the owner of the building that Dr. Carpenter's office is now in. This email said, "It has come to our attention that there has been illegal activity going on in my building, in your office space. And I just wanted to inform you that you have 5 days to vacate."
Wow. You know what strikes me as interesting is how they could consider that. You know, I thought we still have jurisprudence in this country. You know that you're innocent until proven guilty, right?
Right.
And already
instead,
and they don't even know the people don't even know the details of the raid. And how do they
even
know
even
anything?
the agents that raided the place don't know all the details.
They don't know, and they said this was investigative raid. You do not have a raid investigating. You have to have some kind of strong evidence that your raid is justified. Not raiding and taking everything away from somebody to investigate. In the meantime, you got him down flat with nothing and the accusation. No, you can't do that.
Look for some big disinfo articles coming out soon about how food coloring causes cancer or something like that. Watch.
Oh yeah, they're going to have to, because they have to discredit your research, discredit your successes. And I feel so bad that the people that have actually, like God forbid, if I was treated, I had cancer and I was treated by you and I was cured, man, I'd be screaming to everybody. I don't care about COINTELPRO. I don't care about the government telling me. I don't care about Big Pharma saying, shut up, here's money.
People are afraid. That's why they're not screaming.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You cannot be afraid. Be courageous.
A petition, but they're not screaming because they're afraid.
Well, that's what Dr. Carpenter. They have to be courageous.
The thing is that some of them are afraid.
I lost internet
God,
again.
He said, my God, if I got the cancer coming back, where am I going to go to?
Well, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they have to understand. Yeah. They have to, I see all the people that have posted that, their success stories. But again, and some of them are, I'm imploring anybody out there that has had successful treatment to speak up. I mean, God in heaven, do you want to be known as the person that kept your mouth shut and watched as they break down a person who has a potential cure for the worst dreaded disease on earth?
And it's not potential, it is. Yeah.
Again, doctor, absolutely, and it works, and that's why they're attacking. How can you not?
Well, we sent we sent the comment section to the landlady after that rude email. Basically, took the comments out of the petition page, and sent them to her in an email.
Yeah, that didn't do anything. But let me tell you something else, because people can't think on top of everything else. The Weather Channel today was saying that there was a case in Dallas that this daycare place took the kids to a field trip, and then they forgot one of the kids into the van at a time of day when the temperature was 105. They just didn't roll call. I don't know what they did. They didn't check the van. They left this kid, 3-year-old, in the van, and he died, of course. And you know why he died? Because under the sun, the temperature of the van, not the body, not the person, the temperature, the room temperature in the van can get to 135 Fahrenheit. Okay? That is the room temperature, and that's enough to kill a person. a child, but even an adult, if he's stuck, an adult wouldn't be stuck there, but it can kill, okay? It can kill a whole person. And they are claiming that this is not room temperature. What we do is, and we have discussed it all the time, we make the tumor, and the tumor only reach 134 Fahrenheit, and you're telling me that is not dead? If a person can die when the ambient temperature is 134, 135, they can die. You're telling me that is a fraud, that the tumor will die when the tumor, not the room temperature, the tumor itself reaches that temperature. What kind of a joke is that?
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. It's a fraud, what I say. I don't understand that. How people, yes, sure, the drug company and the doctor are trying to cover that up because their money-making pig operation is going to be blown sky high and exposed. But people, they can't think. Wake up! And
the single largest lobby in Washington, D.C. is the pharma lobby.
I know, but it doesn't matter what...
It's funny. Today I made a posting about this horrible thing that's happened in Colorado, and one of my friends who's a doctor, he's a pediatrician. He's in my town here, and again, he always gives me a battle when it comes to vaccines and everything. And I'm still trying to awaken him. And he made a post there about the need for all the gun regulation and all of that. And what you just said,
we lost him again.
Oh, you lost me again?
Yeah.
What he said in the posting missed the whole point of the fact that the government is trying to control everything, and exactly that. Now, the fact that he's a doctor, he is in his little compartmentalized world, and you're going after his pocketbook by taking away vaccines. Whether or not he understands the real impact of them, he is going to fight for them, whether they really do harm or not.
Actually, that's a very simple solution, because it is not the vaccine itself. It's all
what they
the
put
additives.
in. Yes, the additives.
Right, and all they have to do, not to put any of that garbage in it. But what happened, that affects their bottom line, because then they make less money because they don't last. Yeah. So the public doesn't matter. The health of the public doesn't matter.
That's what everyone has to understand. The FDA is not there to help you, ladies and gentlemen. If they're to help you, then you'd have free choice to decide that you can go to Dr. Carpenter for treatments or not. And not have... And I mean, do you know how many oncologists have unfortunately... Do you know how many oncologists... I lost internet. Hold on. How many oncologists have had 3 deaths, have had 3 people die in the last week in their office? Why don't you send the FDA there and find out why they died?
Barbara said that yesterday about the lady friend that she
in her church.
In a church, she ended up. Oh, get this! The official word is an adverse reaction to her dose of chemo.
Oh, an adverse reaction. Nice. Yeah. Sort of like when you take Humira and you get cancer.
Right. And see, what happens is, they say, but she has not recovered. So now she is resting comfortably in a, what is it called?
Hospice.
Yeah, she's at the end stage.
Resting comfortably. You know what that means? She means that she had the chemo and that put it in coma. Because it happens all the time. And they put it in a hospice because she's in coma.
Right.
Yeah, somebody had an adverse reaction. Somebody in Colorado had an adverse reaction to a bullet that went through them.
Yeah. Right. 12 people had adverse reaction to bullets. But, I mean, I cannot believe that is okay. People die at Cancer Center of America here in town. They die by the thousands. Anybody that is FDA storming there? No. And
no, because it's God's will.
Oh,
right? They're doing all they
all
can.
Statues.
They're doing all they can.
All statues out front.
Yeah.
Right, and it's cancer, because cancer is so bad. It's not the drugs that are killing. No, it's cancer that is so bad. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, collect your thoughts for this. You're probably not going to hear this, but I'm going to play this little clip that you've already seen for the viewing audience from the Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And then
we'll be quiet.
just for a minute. and then we can talk a little bit about it. I'll bring up things again. This is how I got in trouble the other day trying to look up to see if this guy actually died.
Just don't click that link.
I'm not going to click the link, but here it is. This is a Cancer Treatment Centers of America propaganda commercial. Here it is right now.
My name is Roger Stump, and I'm a cancer survivor. The surgeon said it's inoperable.
The first thing, by the way, that it says is he says the surgeon said it's inoperable. And on top of the thing, before he says anything, it says no case is typical, like when you invest in these real estate scams, you know, no money down real estate, or buy advertising or whatever, or market sell classified ads, all this bullshit. No case is typical. You should not expect to experience these results. Now,
then why you talk about it then?
Can you imagine that? Well, anyway, I'm going to play the clip. It's a minute long, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so just mute up just for a minute so everybody can hear it clearly. I'm going to get it from the beginning again, the top.
My name is Roger Stump, and I'm a cancer survivor. The surgeon said it's inoperable. It's already in your liver. My wife Brenda sat there and cried, and I'm thinking, I can't die right now. I'm only 52 years old. I was so distraught. I've heard Cancer Treatment Centers of America had experience with pancreatic cancers. It was like night and day. The hospital just breeds an environment of hope. You'd get a CT scan, and the next morning, the results were read to you. We'd go up there, I just knew it was going to be a good result. You could just see the joy on Dr. Granick's face.
Call now and we'll show you how the most compassionate people anywhere put you at the center of everything we do. Together, we'll explore real treatment options you may not even know exist.
Cancer treatments.
They explore treatment options that you might not even know exist. They talk about, and how that you are the center. You are the center of their emphasis. Yeah, your goddamn insurance payment is the center of their.
Don't you love that image though of those people all standing in a row, looking directly into the camera, like
smiling,
welcome.
Lovely. Welcome to our cancer treatment facility where we shoot you up with radiologicals and chemotherapy. All right, I'm going to just continue this propaganda piece just for a minute because it's sad. And I'm sure this poor guy's dead now.
There's America is such a different place because they give you hope. I
Lost him again.
Strongly urge you to call them and get a second opinion.
Please call today.
Yeah, please call today. Unbelievable. Call Cancer Treatment Centers today. They'll take your cancer. And again, it's $250,000 if you do not have any insurance.
But that's only a down payment. It's not the total.
And the FDA is saying that it's so criminal that you charge $6,000 to treat a patient.
Well, it depends how many days.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying $6,000.
2,000%. Just depends how many days. Yeah, which is the average is 1/3 of one injection of chemo.
Well, that's my point. It's insane, and they just keep doing it, and they'll give you the.
Yeah, and he was criticizing that I was charging too much.
Right.
Like he knows, like he's putting a price on 28 years of research. The drug companies say that their drugs are so expensive because it takes so many years to develop one.
Well, you and I know that that's a big lie because it's the statistical fact that 85% of the money the drug companies spend is on advertising. Look it up. It's a fact.
Yeah.
And lobbying.
Don't believe me. Well, that's what I mean, lobbying and advertising. Don't believe me.
Well, that's true. That's part of it.
Look in the truth. It's advertising. And
I went.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I went on the FDA Office of Criminal Investigations website the other day, like it's the same time I was telling you about the other thing that I found. And they've got some news stories on the Office of Criminal Investigations website. And their top news story right now is some lady that is serving time because, get this, she injected a woman's buttocks with a construction-grade form of silicone.
I heard about
and
that.
She was doing it in a hotel room. Basically,
mixed with super glue.
Super glue, yes. Yeah, a kind of silicone that's supposed to be made as an industrial sealant,
That is something that FDA should be cracking down to.
But that's the class that they're trying to put you in. That's the point I'm trying to make here.
Yeah. That doesn't even come close. But actually, they're trying to say that I'm a fraud because it's not true that I can solve the problem of cancer and that I'm lying And as I said, yeah, that's why the people die the kid died in a van with the heat.
Do you know that chemotherapy is used to euthanize horses?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing: the chemotherapy kills everything. The problem is, the point done by them is this: well, but the cancer retain, and not they're claiming that is drugs. No, it retains anything because of the weird metabolism of cancer, slow metabolism. All the energy goes into growth, so there is really slow metabolism. So anything that gets absorbed into the tumor stays there longer than in healthy tissue. So the philosophy behind chemotherapy is this: they are hoping that the tumor dies of poisoning before the body does.
Right, exactly. I have a little video here, Chemo Kills, Pass It On. It's a short little video. I think I might play it. I'm just going to look at it for a second. I've viewed it once before. I'm just seeing if I can... It's from All Natural Connection.
Chemotherapy.
Oh, here it is. Breakdown of chemo.
1 in 2 people are...
Chemo is a killer. I want to try to get doctors talking about this. There are a couple of doctors. I should have cued this. I didn't really...
Chemotherapy. Introduction.
This is actually
Chemotherapy.
a propaganda piece given to patients who have been diagnosed with cancer, what to expect from chemotherapy. I don't know if it's even worthy of putting on.
God.
Yeah. Chemotherapy is a common treatment for a variety of cancers. It is proven to be safe and effective. All right, anyway, I'm going to... Oh, yes, I am going to play this little video here, and this is, again, a propaganda video that doctors give to patients. And I am going to play this and read so you can hear the little text, because there's text. It's got, like, pictures, it's visuals. It's a typical doctor cutout, like when you're in the emergency room and you're looking up on the wall, and this is your lungs and all that, you know? So anyway, so chemotherapy is a common treatment for a variety of cancers. It has been proven to be safe and effective.
Is a common treatment for a variety of cancers. It has proven to be safe and effective.
Nazi scientists?
Patients should learn about the possible side effects
of chemotherapy.
Possible.
An understanding of this treatment helps patients better recognize and tolerate side effects if they occur. I mean, when they occur.
The body is made up of very small
cells. Normally, cells in the body grow and die in a controlled way. Cancer occurs when cells keep dividing and growing without the normal control. Cancer cells may also spread to different parts of the body through blood vessels and lymph channels.
Only when you mess with it.
Yeah, cancer treatments are used to control and destroy these abnormally growing cells. It's unbelievable. Cancer in the body are given names depending on where the cancer originates.
Yeah.
Cancer that will begin in the lungs will always be called lung cancer, even if it is spread to another place of the body, such as the liver, bones, or brain. The cause of cancer in a patient cannot usually be specifically determined. Each cell contains hereditary or genetic materials called chromosomes. These genetic materials control the growth of the cell. And cancer always arises because of changes that occur in the genetic material. When the genetic material in a cell becomes abnormal, it loses its ability to control the growth of the cell. Cancer always arises cancer always arises because of a change. Hold on.
In alkalinity.
No.
No, hold on. I just missed the clip here. Here, cancer. Oh, God. I just missed it again. Cancer always arises. Unbelievable. Always arises because of changes that occur in the genetic material. When the genetic material in a cell becomes abnormal, it loses its ability to control the growth of the cell. Cancer always arises because of this. That's what they state. And these sudden changes occur in genetic material can occur for a variety of reasons. They may be inherited from parents. Yeah, listen, this is great. Changes in genetic material also occur because of exposure to specific infections, drugs, tobacco, or other factors. Like drugs, probably giving them the SP40 simian virus. How does chemotherapy work?
Radiation.
Chemotherapy uses powerful drugs to stop the growth of cancer cells. Chemotherapy uses powerful drugs to stop the growth. Cancer cells are more sensitive to chemotherapy than healthy cells because they divide more frequently. That's
That's not the reason why.
Well, that's what they're saying. Healthy cells can also be affected by chemotherapy, especially the rapidly dividing cells of the skin, the lining of the stomach, the intestines, and the bladder. How nice. But it's good. It's good for you. It helps. It helps. It's helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
The side effects of chemotherapy, the side effects of chemotherapy are usually caused by its effect on healthy cells. Duh! 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 So you're killing the healthy cells to kill the bad ones. That's great. That's brilliant marketing. I mean, it's to convince the American people that this is great. And at one time,
that's kind of like a police state. That's kind of like setting up a controlled police state in your body.
Yeah, and
take away everybody's rights to attack the few.
Exactly, and I was one that thought, hey, that's the only thing they have. You know, people that are unaware, unawake, or sleeping. They just believe this. You know, chemo's the only way. It's until they find something better, and they give money to cancer treatment centers. They give money to Save the Children. They give money to UNICEF.
People are
they give money
blinded.
they're blinded by the greed and by the evil forces that are controlling this medical mafia.
It's unbelievable. Well, they have to be evil because let me ask you something. They don't believe that what I do, it works. Why don't you test it properly?
They refuse to do that. They just call you a quack. So they have to, because they can't use a trial. They can't do that. They can't take people that have been protected by this and been saved by this. How can they? How can they justify?
Because if they take out, say the people still have the tumor hasn't dissolved. They take out a sample like they did to some patient, and oops, there is no malignant tissue. How could that be? Okay, well, we're going to remove the breast anyway. That's what they do because they want to eliminate the evidence that, yes, there is still a lump there, but it's nothing. It's not malignant.
I agree with you. Absolutely.
So what they do, they don't want to do the right testing because it takes it takes quite a while before you can get to the point, many months before you can get to the point that there is no indication of any residual malignancy because the decomposition process is slow and it's not uniform. So some cells decompose faster, some do not, but it's all dead. But there are certain tests that can be done, and I keep imploring them, do the testing. That's why I have that video on the website. Put up or shut up. Do the right testing or shut your mouth.
Well, they can't though. Because you're proving that it works. They have to
right. If they
discredit
did the
you.
Testing,
they have to.
Right.
They have to say no. There's no reason to do that. You're just a quack.
They can't do the right testing because they know what's gonna come out of it.
Exactly.
And they don't want it.
Exactly.
So let's use FDA to attack me, put me in a position that I can't survive. That's fine because that way they can continue killing people and making their billions.
Well, yeah. Again, and listen. People that are all ready to go get the chemo, this is what you can be looking forward to. Those that are not going to seek alternatives to the medical mafia and their eugenics program, this cancer industry, which is an industry, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That is why Dr. Carpenter is being attacked, because this is affecting Big Pharma's bottom line, goddammit. And the hospitals, too, because the hospitals have all these chemotherapy machines and radiation devices. Okay, anyway. The following lists of general side effects of chemotherapy. Now, if you guys want to go ahead with this, go ahead, be my guest, okay? Not all chemotherapy drugs cause all of the side effects discussed in this lesson. They call it a lesson. In addition, some chemotherapy drugs can cause side effects that are not discussed in this lesson. Blood-related side effects. Okay, here are the blood-related side effects. One of the most important side effects of chemotherapy is an effect on the blood cells. Okay? Yeah. Blood has three important components: red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Normally, blood cells are among the most rapidly dividing in the body and therefore the most sensitive to chemotherapy. Okay?
And does it say the white blood?
RBCs carry oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. WBCs fight infection. And platelets are important because they help the blood clot and prevent uncontrolled bleeding.
Right.
Chemotherapy agents,
which is some chemo drug cause.
Right. Well, I'm just saying that.
Uncontrolled internal bleeding and kill a person with internal bleeding.
Absolutely.
And that's what they do.
And they're
all
talking
the chemo
about
drugs affect the white count, and so the the people have no protection against infection.
That's right. And
so
exactly. And the chemotherapy
but that's not
agents.
a problem. But that's not a problem, you see,
No,
because they have Neupogen. Neupogen can bring up the white cell count. And Neupogen costs $24,000 per injection.
I know, it's beautiful. It's just so wonderful. They're so loving, and they say that's why everyone has to be mandated to buy insurance, because everyone's going to get cancer because of all the goddamn stuff they put in the food, the water, the fluoride. Fluoride causes cancer, by the way, everybody that's not aware. Anyway, chemotherapeutic agents may decrease the level of blood components, and this decrease is usually temporary. Oh, really? Anyway, temporary until you die. Until you die. Depending on the medication, a physician may be able to predict when the decrease of blood components will occur. The time when blood components are at their lowest is known as the nadir. Interesting, they call it nadir. And usually occurs 1 or 2 weeks after chemotherapy has begun. So you're about to reach your nirvana point of nadir with your chemotherapy treatments about 2 weeks in. Okay, that's beautiful. So nadir, you're gonna get that spiritual awakening from the chemo drugs. Now, if it's not worse that they say this, it goes on to continue. When RBCs decrease significantly, a condition known as anemia occurs. This makes a patient feel tired and sometimes short of breath. When WBCs decrease significantly, a condition known as neutropenia occurs. This condition may make it difficult for patients to fight infections. Okay.
Right, that's
but
when
keep
they
taking the
give
chemo. Yeah, keep taking that goddamn chemo. Keep it going. Shove that needle in your veins.
This is about the time that tertidigic extensirosis kicks in, too. That restless middle finger syndrome,
That's true, and don't forget, I love that one. I'm doing it right now to the big pharma. Big pharma fraud.
Oh, and do you know that a lot of those compounds, the chemo compounds, are causing long-term side effects. So you can get heart disease, you can get blood clots, you can get difficulty in breathing to the point that you can't breathe anymore, you're gonna die suffocated. And they can take 2-3 years to show up.
Well, guess what?
2-3 years after you have stopped the chemo.
Oh, and then that's something else. You just died of a heart attack. You just died of something else. I know, it's unbelievable. It's just like Eustace Mullins revealed this many years ago in Murder by Injection, that there's like time bombs in these vaccines. There's time bombs that'll give you like these little, they can go off 10, 20 years, 30 years down the road. Anyway, back to this. When the platelets decrease significantly, a condition known as thrombocytopenia occurs. And patients who have this condition may bleed from minor cuts. They may also have internal bleeding inside their brain, intestines, or urinary bladder. But please, take chemotherapy. It's here to help you, okay?
It's good for you.
It's good for you.
Right. It's really good for you, because then you're going to be a patient forever, and the doctor is happy.
Now, also, one other thing before you tell me something. Internal bleeding, I'll tell you, internal bleeding can make anemia or blood count worse. You think so? Internal bleeding can also cause strokes and even death if it happens in the brain. But take chemotherapy. Go ahead.
Internal bleeding will kill you no matter where it occurs. It can occur in the intestine. And there was a breast cancer drug that, by the way, after 14 years and hundreds of thousands of people dying, finally FDA recalled it. Only because Europe recalled it and Canada did. Okay, that drug is called Avastin, and they recalled it because they discovered that wasn't really doing much of anything for breast cancer, but was causing holes in the intestine and internal bleeding, and people were dying of internal bleeding. And that FDA left out there with hundreds of thousands of complaints for 14 years before recalling it. Then, after recalling it, the drug company was furious, so they said, oh, yeah, but it can really help for wet AMD. So let's use it in the eye. Oh, sure, let's break a hole in the eye. Okay? And they said, well, yes, it was good for that, but it's good for the eye. And now the doctors are saying, oh, yeah, but it really helps for breast cancer. So even though FDA recalled it, we're still going to use it. And they are not arrested. It's being recalled.
It's crazy.
And they're using it.
It just shows you how this medical mafia works.
But I violated the laws. Not those people and those companies.
Yeah, but you're not pumping all kinds of money into the FDA like they are. So.
And let me tell you something. A few years ago, I had a patient. She was from New York. okay? She went to Sloan Kettering and all of these things. Well, she went through a doctor. They did the testing and everything, and she turned out to have breast cancer. So the doctor said, well, that's okay. I have a friend that is really good, a surgeon, so I'm going to get you an appointment with him, and then we'll work on the chemotherapy and everything. And the patient wasn't answering anything because she was in shock still, because when you hear breast cancer, you're in shock, okay? So she was still in shock. The doctor had her for leaving the room, but she, in shock as she still turned around and saw the doctor skipping out of the room.
Yeah, he's skipping because he knows he's got another big payday coming.
Goody, all this money coming in.
I know. Believe me, I know. I know.
She ran out of that place. But think about it, okay? Because it's the money. It's got nothing to do what happened to the patient.
I realize that.
And my question is, yeah, go ahead.
No, what I was saying is that, you're taking all these things and they show you these films. You're going to have side effects. All these side effects can be treated with blood transfusions. I mean, it's so ridiculous, overly expensive, and it gets crazy into how it affects your food and your eating. I don't want to go into this whole video, but it's disgusting. And everybody out there, please do not submit to medical tyranny. Seek alternative care, and if your insurance company refuses to pay for it,
and just fight back. And say, no, we do not want this. Stop harassing people that are really helping and put an end of this massacre, because this is a massacre.
It really is.
Of people.
It certainly is, and it's getting people when they're at their most vulnerable point, when they're afraid, when they're terrified.
Yeah, I know. And they tell them, oh, the chemo will help you, and they're lying to them. They know perfectly well what it is. I have a patient that she had other health problems like atrial fibrillation, and they gave her, of course, they give him rat poison for that. Coumadin is rat poison. For people that don't know, Coumadin is rat poison, and you can bleed to death. Well, what happened, I told her to be careful. She had a stroke. Okay, and so she was in the hospital for a stroke. When she was in the hospital, they saw the lump she still had after her treatment. She's old, so it takes a long time to disappear. They jump, oh my God, that's cancer. We got to do something for her. And what they do, the wrong testing, PET scan, that looks for inflammation. So, oh, see, your cancer is alive. I said, don't do that. Do the right testing. No, they won't do it. And then the son is threatening me because the mother will listen to me and not to the oncologist. And he wants me to tell his mother that she still has cancer and she has to go for chemo. And you're dreaming if I ever going to say that.
Trying to get you to tell one of your former patients to go have chemo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
unbelievable.
And he was threatening me if I didn't do it.
I know. Yeah. It's unreal. Well, these people, unfortunately, are asleep, and we're trying to wake them up into the medical mafia and to the fact that chemotherapy is poison, fluoride is poison, vaccines are poison. Not the vaccines themselves, but like you said, the adjuvants. Obviously, but what
you know about fluoride?
Yes.
You know about the fluoride?
Of course.
Do you know what kind of cancer they did the testing on NIH? You know what kind of cancer it causes?
Bone cancer.
No, it causes testicular cancer.
Which one?
Testicular.
Oh, testicular cancer? Okay, and bone cancer, but yeah, all right, okay. I know it does both, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, okay?
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. It also causes dental fluorosis. It's supposed to be good for your teeth.
Right, but they say it's good. But that's minor compared to the fact that they say radiation will kill cancer.
I know.
And it's not... I heard recently the local ad about the gamma knife. And say it's not invasive. Excuse me? Yeah, you don't get a knife and cut a person with. Excuse me, the gamma knife is gamma rays, radiation, Fukushima. That is not invasive.
That's right. Well, again, when all the people in Japan start having children with 4 heads. And
are you there, Howard?
I'm here.
You lost it.
You lost me for a second there. I'm still here. But while we have children in the future that'll be born with 3 heads and 4 arms and a leg coming out of their stomach, they'll learn the truth about the radiation. We already know. Look, I scream. You know what I do on my show. People saying it's okay. The government said that the levels are safe. They raise the levels of acceptability, And now that's safe, and you're going to accept that as an answer? The levels of radiation?
They say that. I know. I talked about it last year.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. The background level, they increased it, so they say, see, this is safe. Okay?
And core exit B is safe too. Core exit B, which the oil disbursement thing, that's safe too. Don't worry about it. Go down to the Gulf Coast, eat all the shrimp you want. 10 years from now, you'll have cancer, and you don't know where it came from. Yeah, it's disgusting. Well, listen, guys.
The whole thing. Yeah.
I was going to say, the whole thing is insane. And I'm like, I'm frustrated. I'm aggravated.
But that's what they're doing to us. And they have to put me in a position that I cannot gather any more results. Why do you think they took the files? To investigate? No, to take the evidence away from me. That's why.
Exactly.
So in their opinion, there is no evidence that
that's because they took it by a search warrant, and then they're going to say that it doesn't exist. They'll lose it,
and also
they'll lose it. They'll say, "Oh, we don't know what happened to it."
Right.
Also, they may do what they did in Arkansas, which is contact these people and manipulate them
and scare them.
Tell them they need chemo, put the fear of God into them, and
so they die, and then they can join. Then their children could join in the lawsuits against you because they were poisoned by Big Pharma, and they blame it on you for your treatments. It's disgusting what they're doing, and I hope everybody...
Your tax dollars, hard at work, people, your tax dollars paid for this.
You know what they tell the patient? Oh, you came finally you came for chemo and radiation, but that is too little too late. They give him aggressive chemo and a bunch of radiation. It's too little too late because you waste precious time going to Les Med Inc. What they tell him?
That is what they tell them. It's disgusting. And everybody, please support Dr. Carpenter and Randy Simmons here. They're helping out, trying to spread awareness to this terrible, terrible misjustice.
Go to medicalconspiracy.com and sign the petition. It's right there up front on the right-hand column. Please, go sign the petition.
Right, lasmedinc.com is your website. And Dr. Carpenter, Dr. Antonella Carpenter, my good friend.
Petition link is there, too.
Yes, the petition link. Yeah. Raise awareness about this. I know there's many people out there that are anti-chemotherapy, that are anti-Big Pharma, okay? And they're attacked.
Yeah.
Any type of holistic medicine is attacked. Codex Alimentarius is attacking the supplements, trying to... Anything that is not controlled... See, the drug companies cannot... patent the molecules in vitamins, ladies and gentlemen. So it's an enemy, okay? Vitamins are an enemy. It's a threat to their establishment.
And especially saline.
And saline is a dangerous drug. Stay away from saline and food coloring. It's dangerous drugs. Please. Call your congressman. Call your congressman and tell them the FDA to stop selling saline solution. It's dangerous. It causes death. It causes trauma. It causes mental illness. And don't forget food coloring as well. You might stain your fingers, and then you'll have to take a shower. Okay, enough ranting, but our nanny state government's going to tell us what to do. You know that. Well, God bless you, Dr. Carpenter and Randy, and we'll try to do this again. We have to do this a little covertly.
You too, Howard. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We do this a little covertly.
Hope you get a good video out of this, too.
I think we're going to get a good one this time because they hit us every time I promote the show, and then you guys are going to be on. They attack the shit out of us. So that's the end of that. I'm not going to let them do that again. We'll do this covertly as we have, and God bless you all, and death to the New World Order. And we will see you again Monday through Thursday here on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. Truth Talk News, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night.
Yeah.
Not Howard.